And welcome back. I hope you've all been doing well. So tonight we have our channel week in review and the week moving forward and some news, a little bit of channel information, channel updates. And we're going to go over the top 10 Steam games that are currently being played or have been played for the previous week and the top 10 selling games. And then we're going to wrap it up with a game recommendation from me. So the first thing I want to do is cover, pull up the calendar here. The previous week of video releases of content. And if we go back to the month of May, we did get Sunday Siege uploaded. That was at 3 p.m. on Sunday the 26th Eastern Standard Time. And episode 18 of the Steam Library playthrough was also uploaded, and that was at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on the 29th of May at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I released a video for Steam Deck third-party accessories, just reviewing a few things that, a few pieces of technology that I take with me whenever I travel with my Steam Deck. And on the 31st, we did a video. I actually released it a little bit early, before 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going over how to customize your GNOME desktop experience in Pop! OS. So. I thought it was a pretty good video, so if you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. Now let's move on to, and then we had, today we're having our week in review video, so that's uploaded at 8 p.m. And now looking forward to next week, tomorrow, June 2nd at approximately, give or take, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be having our Sunday Shooter video upload. And I'll get into why the name change in a few. Monday, expect at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June the 3rd, the Steam Library playthrough, episode 19. And then on Wednesday, June the 5th at 6 p.m., expect a video uploaded for VirtualBox. So we are covering hypervisors, the installation of a VirtualBox, the configuration of it, and we're going to go through an installation of a couple of operating systems on a virtual machine. We're going to do Arch Linux, and we're going to do Windows 10. There will not be a weekly channel update on Saturday the 8th because I'm going to be out of town for personal reasons, and hopefully I'll be back on Sunday, June 9th. So that covers the last week and then next week for content, and let me go ahead and close this out and move on to the next section. Alright, so I want to go over a couple of quick changes to the channel, to the format, to some of the content. In the Steam Library playthroughs moving forward, I've decided to add the resolution and the graphics setting underneath the overall total count of the Steam Library playthrough, the games themselves. So each game will have this information placed underneath the overall total count. And if you've been watching these episodes, you'll note that on the left-hand side, we have the GPU usage, CPU usage, temperatures, and frame rate. And then below, the input device, whether it's a controller or mouse and keyboard. Then on the right-hand side, we have the overall count, and then the now we'll have the resolution and the graphics setting for each game. That's one of the changes. And then you might have noticed that I am changing the name of Sunday Siege to Shooter Siege. That is because my friends and I have decided that we're going to try to play a variety of different first-person shooters, whether it's Call of Duty or Ready or Not or Rainbow Six Siege. So that's the reason behind the name change. I just hope that the word shooter doesn't get my channel in trouble with YouTube. And if it does, we'll change it to something else. And I'm also going to be working on some new content coming up for Wednesday evenings, particularly for Linux and in general. So we've covered virtual boxes. We will be covering virtual boxes. We've covered customization, and I'm going to focus on doing some videos on content creation using nothing but Linux and Linux applications. So we're covering that, and in general, just videos that hopefully will benefit the average user, people who use Linux for their everyday computing needs, whether it's web browsing, watching movies, gaming. That reminds me, for the schedule coming up, I'll pull the calendar back up one more time. Moving forward as well, I think this format serves me well. Sundays being the first-person shooter gameplay, Mondays being the Steam Library episodes, Wednesdays being Linux-related videos. And then on Fridays, if there is going to be a video for the Steam Deck, that'll be on Friday. I'm currently looking for something to do with the Steam Deck because, quite frankly, up to this point, I have done videos on swapping out the SSD, cloning the SSD, replacing the bumper buttons, replacing the joysticks, installing Windows, customizing the UI, customizing the boot screens. So I've kind of run out of ideas on what to do, so I'm going to do a little research and then try to get at least 1 or 2 Steam Deck videos in per month, and those will be up on Fridays. And then Saturday will be the weekly channel update and news. And right now I'm sticking with the 6 p.m. time slot Eastern Standard Time because as the channel grows, I'm getting more data, and I don't quite yet have access to when most of you are online in order to customize my uploads to match that time period. So leaving it at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for now. And then when I get more data and if the channel grows more, then I can go ahead and start customizing the release times. The little bit of research I've done, I'm getting mixed information. Some sources say that it doesn't matter what time the video is uploaded. Some sources say it's critical. So I don't know. I'm new to this, fairly new to this still, so I'm learning as I go. All right, so that wraps up the channel updates and information and news. So let's go on to the news, actually. All right, so now in the world of Linux and the news and in gaming, in particular PC gaming, I'm still learning how to do this segment of the video. So bear with me as I learn and hopefully get better as time goes. But a couple of things that I found were, first, the Steam sale, the Steam summer sale coming up is going to be on June 27th through July the 11th. So now is a good time to update your wish list in your Steam account, which I'll be doing as well. And I typically buy most of my games during the Steam summer sale, depending on what type of discounts I'm looking at. But that is coming up at the end of June through the first part of July, a couple weeks there. Secondly, in the news, today, the Arch Linux distro containing the latest kernel, kernel 6.9.3, has been released, and you can download it from Arch Linux downloads at archlinux.org/download/, and you can follow the instruction guide by clicking on the link and going to the Arch Linux wiki. I do not believe it has hit the mirrors yet. Let me go down and check. I'm 99% sure it hasn't. No, they're still on 6.1. Okay, so it hasn't hit the mirrors yet, but you follow the instructions, the installation guide on the wiki, and you can go ahead and download and install the latest and greatest kernel. So that's it for this week in the news. And again, this is a topic I'm working on, getting better at, and learning how to research, and then learning as I go. So hopefully this segment of the video will improve with time, I hope, anyway. All right, so let's take a look at the top 10 Steam games, 2 categories, most played and top sellers. So for the top sellers in the past week, we'll click on that, and it takes us to May 21st through May 28th. The top 10 most purchased games are Counter-Strike 2, Destiny 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Elden Ring, Helldivers 2, Fallout 76, Warhammer 3, Baldur's Gate 3, Ready or Not, and Cyberpunk 2027. So I bought this game for Ghost of Tsushima for my PS4, but I'm curious. I thought about buying it for PC as well, for my Steam Deck primarily, but just out of curiosity, how many of you, like myself, are guilty of buying the same game for multiple platforms? And if you are, I'm curious if you leave a comment below on what game it was and what platforms you bought it for. So let's take a look at the most played. And right now we've got Counter-Strike, we've got Dota 2, PUBG, Destiny 2, Call of Duty, Rust, Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5, Team Fortress 2, and Baldur's Gate 3. And that Stardew Valley is actually number 11. That's kind of interesting. It's a great game, by the way. And then Elden Ring's number 12. So, all right, that wraps up this section. And we'll move on to the last section of the video, and that's my game recommendation for the week. All right, so the final section here is my personal recommendation for Game of the Week. If you're interested in picking it up, and this week it's Planet Alpha. This is a great little platformer, and it's about 5 hours long, give or take. And I think you can pick it up in the Steam store for about... it's $9. $10 in the Steam store, but you can pick it up probably during the Steam summer sale for maybe half that, if not more. So if you want to wait for that for a discount, but it's a great little game. So I'm gonna wrap this up with a little bit of gameplay so you can sort of check it out. And I will see you in a couple of weeks because again, I'm going to be out next weekend for personal reasons. So there will not be a week in review update, or channel update, I should say. So until the next video, stay safe and thank you for watching and have a good one.
Bye.